Hello, Business 7 class. I am happy to welcome you to our last test review, test number 4 review that you will be taking on Sunday or Monday. And after you take the test, the following Tuesday, I will be able to finalize your grades. So let's take a look at the slides for the test review. These slides are located on Canvas. When you go to your course on Canvas, you will be able to click on the course, go to the modules right here. And in the module, scroll down to test number 4, and that's where the slides are. And that's also in this module, I will place a link to this video. Okay, so I opened the slides. This is just a regular test. It's not a comprehensive test. It's not worth more points than your previous tests. It's just a regular test number, 4. It has 150 points plus 5 extra points built in. And guys, the dates are on your syllabus. It will open Sunday, 12:01 a.m. and it will close Monday, 11:55 p.m. Please ask any questions in advance. I cannot assist you with test questions while you're taking the test. It covers the last 3 chapters, 10, 11, and 12. We skip chapter 13. And it has 2 major components. One component is exercises and problems, similar to your homework, but you cannot use check my work feature for about 2/3 of the points. And then you've got 24 multiple choice questions, which means 8 multiple choice questions per chapter, similar to your quizzes, and you will get about 1/3 of the points from multiple choices. So there are partial points available for completing completing the problems, but multiple choice is either correct or incorrect. So the format is the same. Every student gets a different set of problems. If you get locked out, contact me right away. You will be able to see your score right away, but after the deadline, which is Monday, 11:56 p.m., you can go back to the test through Canvas and see what you missed. What were your answers and correct answers? So these are types of problems you will have on the test. Chapter 10 and Chapter 11 were chapters on payroll. So Chapter 10 focused on payroll for the employees, the employee side, and Chapter 11 focused on the employer's side of payroll. You will have 3 problems from each chapter. You will have to calculate regular earnings, overtime earnings, and gross earnings. Very straightforward. You will also calculate Social Security tax for employees that are either below, not either, you will have all 3 scenarios. For employees that are below the Social Security cap, they're reaching the cap, meaning they were below, but they're reaching the cap with the current paycheck. So only part of their gross pay will be taxable. And for employees above cap, which means they do not have to pay Social Security. Review this issue, especially the scenario with employees that are reaching the cap. Students get confused here. And you will have to make 2 journal entries for employee payroll. We've done plenty of them in homework for that chapter. Chapter 11, you will have to compute employer payroll taxes. You will have to journalize employer payroll, 1 entry, and you will have to journalize deposit of so-called 941 taxes. These taxes include both parts of the Social Security, both parts of Medicare, and the employee's income tax. They are reported on Form 941, and companies deposit them with the IRS. For Chapter 12, the only thing you will have to do as far as problems go is prepare adjusting entries for the following scenarios types: inventory, bad debt on collectibles, payroll, depreciation, prepaid, and accrued items. So if there is an issue that is not on here, if there is a concept that is not on here, you might have a multiple choice, but you will not have a separate problem on that issue, on that concept. So here are your key terms from which multiple choices will be derived. I create large pools of multiple choice questions, probably 150 to 200 questions per chapter, and each student gets 8 questions, so randomly. So in chapter 10, we differentiated between employees and independent contractors. You learn how to calculate gross pay and net pay. We talked about so-called FLSA and their principles. I also mentioned FICA, which is the Federal Insurance Contributions Act. It established Social Security tax and Medicare tax. We talked about taxes that employees have to pay, and we listed federal income taxes based on publication 15, and also we talked about W-4 form. We also distinguished taxes required to be paid by companies, by employers, and those include also, Social Security and Medicare, as well as unemployment taxes, FUTA and SUTA. You learn how to calculate employee earnings, regular, overtime, and gross. You prepared the payroll register, which is a hub of all payroll information per employee. And we recorded 2 general journal entries related to employee payroll. And then we prepared the individual earnings record. And based on this record, so pretty much based on payroll hub, payroll register, this individual earnings record is prepared. And then based on this record, such forms as W-2 are prepared. So that's chapter 10. Related to it is chapter 11, employee portion of payroll. We talked about tax payments, electronic payments, how often companies have to deposit taxes, payroll taxes, based on look-back period. We journalized entries to record payroll taxes and their deposit. We also looked at forms 941, W-2, W-3, and 940. We described both federal and and state unemployment taxes, and talked about how SUTA rates might be impacted and diminished, decreased based on companies' experience rating. We made journal entries to record the deposit of unemployment taxes, and very briefly talked about the workers' compensation insurance. There were journal entries if we paying in advance, paying the difference, or getting a refund. And the last chapter is on accruals and deferrals, as well as the worksheet for a merchandising company. We distinguish between accrual basis and cash basis, and we're using accrual basis in this course, of course. Talked about the matching principle of GAAP, looked at the worksheet. Again, you will not have to complete the worksheet as a separate problem, but I might ask you multiple choice questions. All adjustments we classified as either deferrals or accruals. We talked about the impact that adjusting entries have on income statements and the balance sheet. And these are examples of adjusting entries that are classified as deferrals, and these are adjusting entries classified as accruals. This concludes test 4 review. Good luck. This is your last item that you have to complete for this course. Please stay in touch. And if you do well in the class and you need a recommendation letter in the future, let me know. Good luck on the test and good luck in your academic and work-related career.